Hey everybody, it's your boy LeBay Rome, the Disabled Fragrance Guy, and I'm back for another review. Do me a favor if you haven't done so already, please go down below, like and subscribe to the channel. You guys know your support means everything to me. I wanted to take a minute out of this review to thank all my subscribers so far. You guys, I know you could be doing a whole lot of things out there. I know there's a lot going on in the world today, but I want to thank you for viewing my content, for subscribing to my channel. I've got more things coming, and I want to thank you for rocking with me. I do appreciate you. This review is going to be on a house that I contacted about 2 or 3 months ago, and they hadn't at that time done their discovery kit. However, they reached back out to me when the discovery kit was complete. They sent me a discovery kit for my review. This review is going to be on the house of Scents of Wood and their fragrances 1, 2, and 3. Now, I reached out to Scents of Wood and Fabrice, and I'm going to try to pronounce the last name, Fabrice Croisset. And I'm sorry, Fabrice, if I murdered your last name. However, I did want to shout you out and thank you so much for sending me these fragrances for my review. Now, Scents of Wood was launched in September 2020. The French name, and I'm going to try to do this as well, L'Ame du Bois, which means soul of wood. And the house goes through 3 steps to get their fragrances from point A to point Z. That means from the beginning to getting them to the customer. The first step is soaking in the scents, and that is considered forest bathing. Soaking up all the forest, taking in all the forest has to offer, smelling the trees, hearing the nature and the sounds that are involved. The second step is extracting the soul of the wood, which is getting the purest form of the fragrance out of the materials that they use. And the third step is, of course, creating the scent, getting the scent perfect, bottling the scent, and getting it to the consumer. Now, I have already worn these on skin, and they are absolutely phenomenal. I've pre-sprayed these tester strips here, and so I'm going to review for you now number 1. Now, if we can just look at the presentation, I believe these are 20 ml vials. However, don't quote me on that. I don't do numbers very well. But as you can see, very nice thick glass with the label on the front, the gold plastic cap, and the gold atomizer. The distribution is wonderful on these. I'm not going to spray them because I'm actually having company over later and I don't want to fill the room, but I have pre-sprayed these tester strips. And number 1, first and foremost, I get a very sweet, woody, almost slightly feminine fragrance. Although, you know, at this point, fragrance has no gender. Wear what you want when you want. But it's very woody. It's very sweet. However, the smell is very, very natural. It's got a very natural woody type of smell to it. This is fall in a bottle to me. It reminds me of drinking hot apple cider, playing in the leaves. It's got a very autumnal feeling to it, so this is actually getting to be the perfect time of year to wear these fragrances. All these fragrances are great in performance. I've worn all of them on skin. They last 10 hours plus on my skin, so the performance is definitely not lacking in these fragrances. Number 1 is definitely going to be crowd pleasing, and you guys know that I like to try to compare fragrances that you may not have heard of to fragrances you may be more familiar with. I really cannot compare this to anything that you may have heard of, so it's actually very unique, and I actually like that. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. Number 1 is definitely a winner in my book. Next, number 2. And if you can see the color in this bottle, this is going to be a powerhouse. And I've worn this on skin, and it is literally amazing. It is definitely more masculine. Same presentation as number 1. Definitely more masculine. I have it on this card here. And if you can see, it has actually stained the card with the red coloring of the fragrance. So that means do not spray this on your clothes. I don't want you guys ruining anything. This is a powerhouse. Only spray it on skin after a shower and then let it dry down a bit before you get dressed. definitely more masculine. There's a burst of woody notes in the beginning, and it's got an animalic vibe to it, but it's not an animalic vibe that is unwearable. It's not off-putting by any stretch of the imagination. You're not going to feel like you're out in the forest in your camo in a deer stand waiting to field dress a deer. This actually puts me in the mind of burning leaves, roasting marshmallows at a bonfire. This would be the perfect time to wear this fragrance on a slightly cooler fall night, you guys. And it's actually got sort of a red wine type of vibe to it that I'm picking up, which of course is wonderful for me. I love my red wines, my Malbec, but definitely a more masculine fragrance than fragrance number one. However, definitely wearable, definitely unisex, and can be worn by anyone. Number two is a winner in my book as well. I would rate this an 8.5 out of 10. Last but not least, number three. And if you can see the gold ambery color of the juice in the bottle, same presentation. I've already pre-sprayed the card and I've already worn it on skin, so I can already tell you this is phenomenal. This is phenomenal to me. As soon as I smelled it, I smelled the niche quality that has gone into this fragrance. This could command top dollar at any well-known perfumer. I guarantee you. It's not as woody. It's definitely brighter. It's got maybe a little bit more citrusy notes, nuance to it, in my opinion. However, this puts me in the mind of great memories I've had on vacations to Las Vegas. This reminds me of all of the ambiance around the Venetian Hotel and Casino, and this smells exactly like the air freshener in the Venetian Hotel and Casino. It puts me, whatever they're spraying or putting in the air vents to keep you awake, pulling slots and gambling, that is what I get in this fragrance. I absolutely love it. It puts me right back in the desert, puts me right back on vacation. And right now we all need a vacation, so smelling this fragrance and bringing back those memories to mind is a wonderful thing for me. I absolutely would get a full bottle of this. All these are full bottle worthy, don't get me wrong, but since this brings back and evokes memories, personal memories of great times for me, I would certainly lean more towards number three. You would not be in trouble getting full bottles of any of these fragrances at all. But yeah, number three for me holds a special place in my heart, and I absolutely love it. The performance on all three of these fragrances is stellar, 10 plus hours on my skin. These are more than EDP concentration. They're very natural smelling, and they have the performance to back it up. Guys, thank you very much for rocking with me. I truly do appreciate you guys. Again, I want to thank Scents of Wood and Fabrice Croisset for sending me these bottles for my review. As you all know, all opinions are my own. I don't, give positive reviews just because I get something in the mail. All opinions are my own, but Scents of Wood, absolutely phenomenal in my book. You guys, thank you very much for rocking with me. Check my reviews out. They drop every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, and I will see you next time.